you should start a business with your child, or at least get your child become a online content creator. After I've presented that, I would also show you how I can help you with regards to showcasing our membership sites, so that you would have a look at what is there and the things that you can learn as far as getting started is concerned. The other thing is a couple of those that have worked with us so far are going to be speaking just about 5 minutes, just to get you to understand that what I'm saying is not just a saying, it is not just an idea, it's not just a thought. People have actually joined us and I have had some results, and they would be here to let you understand that. I mean, just to put your mind at rest that you are not just here to listen to theory. Also, Blessing and Vanessa, my daughters, would be speaking to just get you to understand their journey so far, because in all these, I'm basing it off the fact that I just started with them, and a few years later, you would hear what they have achieved so far in terms of what they are doing with their lives. So let's get started. Indeed, if you have any question, please put it in the chat. Blessing will be managing the questions. She would be, from time to time, I'll be asking her if there is any question, because I'm sharing the slides. I don't want to be going back into the chat as well. So I'll be asking her if there is any questions as we go on. In fact, I can actually see the questions myself, so that would be good. So put your questions there. The thing is, I will answer the questions after this presentation. And then indeed, if you stay up to the end, which I highly encourage you to, I will give you a link to download this exact presentation, without the introduction bits, of course, the meaty bits of it, on how you can start a business with your child, or indeed get your child to become interested in becoming an online content creator. So that's it with the introduction. Now we are going to talk about why start a business with your child. For me, it is imperative because I'm using myself and my daughters as an example, just a case of starting out with them and how far they have come, indeed, with regards to even their learning, not even just the business side of things, but even their personal growth, their confidence, their ability to speak in public and to be able to connect with anybody that they meet. That is what this is all about. Then also I will show you the 5 reasons why I believe it's important and how you can get started with this, because for some parents that I have talked with over the years, in fact, when I did financial education, what I did used to do was to go around in people's houses and educate them about money. And that was the time that my girls were also starting, and alongside I was doing social media marketing. And anytime I talked about what my girls were doing, parents would go, oh, how can I get my child to do that? So this is an opportunity that I'll be showing you how you can actually get your child started. And indeed, the 5 reasons why. Now, in terms of us, of what I do, I have a Facebook community, which is helping. So within this community, I share information on how you can do this on a day-to-day basis. I believe that in business, there are challenges. If you are a business owner and you haven't got any challenge, I mean, I would need to talk to you in that respect. So there are challenges that would come your way. You would start something and you perhaps get stuck at some point. Within the Facebook group, I share information about how you can do this on a day-to-day basis. So every week I go live. I haven't done that for a few weeks now. When I was getting ready with this program, obviously I will be getting back on it again. And Galaxy is raising your hand. If it's not urgent, is it okay to put your question in the chat so that I can get to it, please? That I would really, really appreciate that. so that the flow of the conversation will go without interruptions. Thank you very much. So Blessing would, or Vanessa would put the link in the chat. So Vanessa, if you can put the link of the Facebook group in the chat, please, so that anybody that is here can click on the chat and then join our Facebook group. Okay. So Vanessa, can you put the Facebook group link in the chat, please? I'll appreciate that. Right, so now I'm going to go to start with the presentation, the 5 reasons why I believe that as a parent, you need to consider starting a business, an online business for that matter, even if it's a brick and mortar, because even brick and mortar businesses cannot survive without being online. So that is a fact. If we were debating about that at all in the past, now, the pandemic has showed us that, every business needs to be online regardless. So yes, these are the reasons. And we'll start with reason 1, which is schools do not teach our children how to make money to meet their needs. I wonder why. Like, can someone tell me why school is not teaching our children, even us, to make money? Why are they not teaching us how to make money? Meanwhile, 80 to 90% of adults are working just to make money. In fact, I think it's even, the statistics is even more than that in terms of percentage. People are constantly doing what they don't even like because they have to make money. Why are we taught in schools how to make money? Because that would have been a lot easier than all the algebra that we go to learn. And as one of our, I think it was Jennifer CEO would say, that learning how to dissect a frog in some circumstances, we go to school to learn all that, but the one major thing that will make our life a lot easier is not taught in school. Fortunately, it doesn't have to be so. If the school is not teaching our children, we would teach our children how to make money. Simple as that. And how can we do that? I mean, before we can do that, I'll just show you the reasons why not, or why school is not teaching us. They get us to work for others. So we are taught to learn to work for other people. And if you are not familiar with this guy, Robert Kiyosaki, I will encourage you. I know there are some people who don't like reading in this place. If you don't like reading, there is an audio version of this book on YouTube, so you can get the book. I know the person knows herself; she's laughing now. On YouTube and listen to it. When I read this book, it changed my life. In fact, my life has never been the same since reading this book, because he kind of pinpointed the problems that most adults face, in that we are taught how to work for others. There's nothing wrong with working, but if you don't know how to make money, how to save it, how to grow it, how to multiply it, how to protect it, guess what? That is the reason why majority of people are working. Apparently, 95% of people will finish work and still be broke. Like it's just not nice at all that we go to school. Majority of us will go to university in this day and age and then finish school, and you are still working hard and still broke. So we are taught to work for others. We are not taught to work for money, to learn about how money works. And Robert Kiyosaki spells that out. And because of that, this is what happens. We become worker bees. We are in the working mentality. Everything that we do is around work. In fact, I often say that since I came into the United Kingdom, all I ever did is to work. And then you work and work and work. And sometimes you look back and think, like all those years, where have they gone? I have not had the chance to even enjoy my life. And I still don't have money in the bank. The point is, it doesn't have to be that way. We also become financially illiterate, and that is a dangerous place to be. Brian Tracy says that when you don't know about money, obviously your life is being ruled all the time. Jim Rohn says your work will make you a living, and your business will make you a fortune. Now, when I say business, it's not everybody who would be a business owner, for sure. I know about that. But listen to this. Majority of us are living unhappy lives. Marriages are in trouble because there's no money. And statistically, 90% of marriages are in trouble because of lack of money. So why don't we learn how to do it so that we can save ourselves? There's no need for us to be illiterate anymore. And I believe that the internet is here to help us do just that. The other thing or issue with when we don't know how to make money, or our children don't know how to make money, because they are going to step in our foot, and guess what? The cycle is going to be the same. So if you are sending your child to school like I did, there's no problem with sending your child to school. But if we are not teaching them any other way of life and just the education alone, they are relying on pension. You know, someone can even have a bigger paycheck, but because they don't know how to manage money, guess what? As soon as you get the money, your expenses increases. So the restaurants that you used not to go to, the holidays that you used not to go to, you will start to go to all of them, and then all the money is finished. Then we rely on pension, and guess what pension can give you? In the UK, I think it's about £165 a week on pension. So that's just what, over £300 a month. I mean, who in this world, especially in the United Kingdom, can live on that? So we are dependent on pension. Pension isn't going to cut it. So the only way that we can get rid of all this is for us to know how to use the internet profitably, so that the time that we use as well, to especially on social media, you can utilize that time to actually create a business. Hope that's making sense. Type yes in the chat if this has made sense to you. If you have like had an aha moment and thinking, wow, I didn't know about this. Or even if you know it and it's just a reminder for you, type yes in the chat for us. Okay, so now moving on to point two. Let me see if anybody has typed yes, yes, yes. Great. Safia says yes. Sister Grace says yes. Queen says yes. Wonderful. Now, the next point is your child, just a second, I just move out. Your child might know more about the internet than you. In fact, I did put mine because I know that there are some parents who are internet savvy, but I can say that for majority of parents, we are not. Yes or no? Indeed. Have you ever handed your phone to your child to sort out a problem, or your computer for your child to sort out a problem for you? If you have ever done that, just put one in the chat for me, because I just want to prove a point that most of us, our children were born in the internet era, and they absolutely know better when it comes to the online space. Now, I have a niece who is only 3. If she's holding the phone, a smartphone, and she is scrolling, it's unbelievable. You just watch her and you can't stop but smile, how she's already internet savvy. She can click on YouTube videos at random and just watch whatever she wants to watch. That is how great our children are as far as knowing the internet is concerned. I also remember when Zoom happened, when the pandemic happened and everyone was going on Zoom, it was our children who saved us, because that was the time I was doing financial education. I used to sit and just wait for parents to now call their children to come and sort their Zoom login and everything for them. So if the children knows better than us, here is the statistics for our children being online. Some parents will say that I do not want my child to be online. Fair enough. It is better to have an idea, so that once you have the knowledge, you would be able to help the child, protect the child, because with most of these things you can put in settings that will help the child, rather than just burying your son in your head in the ground, as the saying goes. So if you can take a screenshot of this, it's very, very useful, because this is just a statistics of how our children are online. 8 to 11-year-old, 66% of them already have tablets and 50% have smartphones. It's not every parent who will give their child a phone at that age, but guess what? They are already using phones in the school and wherever they go. But if you know, you would be able to protect and help them navigate, especially when it comes to social media. for that matter. In fact, the point that I want to share on here is that 27% of 8 to 11-year-old have seen worrying or nasty content online. Now, this is one of the reasons that some parents will freeze when you talk about social media. Oh, I do not want my child on social media because it's scary. It is better to have the understanding so that you can help them put in the settings and put in the boundaries so that they are safe and using the internet for the right purposes. Now, in terms of the other category of young people, 12 to 15-year-old, I mean, I could say that nearly 80 to 100% of them are already online and doing their thing. But in terms of the statistics as well, 31% of them have seen things that are worrying. It is up to us parents to know what to do so that we are able to protect them and help them with settings that will keep them safe. Now, in terms of your child knowing more about the internet than you, it is a good thing, because I believe that when your child knows better than you, and in my case, that has always been the case, I'm trying to catch up all the time, but the fact that they know better than me, I can always call on them to help me to understand certain things. But when I talk about starting a business, the difference or the reason why it has to be a parent and the child is that with children, their attention span is short, so that they would go online to do things that are fun. And guess what? When it comes to social media is fun. When it comes to even business and social media, it's still fun. But they will not do that long term. You, the parent, having the tenacity would help them, because once you understand the concept, you can then help them to have the accountability as far as growth, their online growth is concerned. Also, in terms of, I'm just going ahead of myself there, just winding up with that one, in terms of the internet and our children having the ideas. Guess what? It is said that, or it used to be that, when people are going to find jobs, business owners or companies will look them up on LinkedIn and other places to find out, what they've been doing on social media. But guess what? It's not even that research is not waiting for them to be going to work. It's now being done while they are in school. So, for example, Vanessa, my daughter, when she was going to sixth form, can you imagine sixth form? They had to look into their social media persona, these young people, before they admitted them. We didn't know that until, months later, that the teacher divulged the information, because Vanessa was asked a certain question about branding and she didn't answer. And then the teacher said, what about you, Vanessa? Because I know about your XYZ on social media. The point, and then she said that we actually look you up. We look at every student or every applicant. So I want to say that as parents, we have the tool to be able to help our children. Number one, to use their time productively and to avoid, future issues of them posting things that they shouldn't and getting themselves into problems when they now finish university and they apply for a particular job, or even during the school, they could be rejected. You wouldn't know. That's one thing about if they're rejected for a certain particular school, you would not know. You don't want that to happen. You want your child to be able to have a clean slate online. As a parent, you believe that your child is safe at home. Same should apply online. But for most of us who are dreading social media, you don't even know what your child is doing. And that is the purpose of this. Now, that is it for point 2. Type number 2 in the chat if this made sense to you. The fact that your child knows more about the internet than you, I think that's a fact. And also how you can actually support that child to be able to be safe on social media. It can only happen if you know what you're doing, because things do not happen randomly. Okay, thank you for those of you who have typed in. Thanks, thank you. And then we move on to point 3. Now with point 3, I just want you to understand or acknowledge that your child knows about people who are making money online. That is also a fact. And how is that even the case? Now, because they are on YouTube, for example, most children are playing on YouTube videos now, TikTok. Business owners have also are also targeting us. I mean, if you didn't know before, social media, the purpose of social media is for us to go and do whatever we want to do. That's why sometimes you see all these things that you probably don't want to see. But because business owners know that everyone is on social media, or majority of people are on social media, they are also targeting these same people so that they can sell to us. And for that reason, if your child is watching YouTube videos, guess what? They are being advertised too. So the toys adverts that come on their screens advertisement. The McDonald's, in fact, I clicked on a young guy I was following. I clicked on his YouTube video and McDonald's was advertising to me, because it never happened, but because I clicked on a young person's profile, video, YouTube channel, McDonald's was advertising to me. So all those people are advertising to our children. And guess who is also advertising? The young people who are making the money. Because they are not just making the money, they are also advertising more and more so that their businesses will grow. And that's for that reason, if you give your child the support, they know that this is happening already. So it's not a new concept. They know it's happening already, and they will be able to run with it. Now, these are examples of young people that I know. I have followed these people for some time now. And in fact, I would say that take a screenshot of this, and then Google them on YouTube, and on Google, and you'll be able to find what these incredible young people have done. And my question has always been, how come that these children have been able to become successful? So from my left is Montel Godwin. So Montel is a social media manager. He's currently making some ridiculous amount of money. I think he surpassed £20,000 a month, $20,000 a month on social media, helping business owners. He's 25. The guy next to him is a funnel builder. And those of you who don't know what funnels is, as a business owner, you want a process how to attract customers and how they can buy from you, XYZ. And this Noel, he was 11 when he started building funnels, and he has just grown to know how to build funnels. ClickFunnels is what he does, and he goes around now public speaking and teaching other people how to do that. The young girl in the blue is she's my favorite girl because she's a Ghanaian. I'm not being biased here, but I just love DJ Zell. At 9 years, she decided that she wanted to be a DJ, and her parents have supported her. Now she's come out with a shea butter product line in addition to her talent and skills. In fact, if you look at these young people, there is one thing in common with them, and that is most of them, their parents are involved. And that is the exciting bit for me, that if you are a parent and your child is even talented, guess what? If you are not involved, it is difficult for that child to be able to succeed. Some children can, but most of them will not, because as I said, children are children. They are not built to have that tenacity and the resilience to carry on, as business owner. If that's making sense to you, type yes in the chat. If you have, I know that some of you know children are making money, but indeed, just seeing it for real is what I'm talking about. Knowing that if you give your child the attention, that child will be able to, number one, yes, it's not all about money, definitely not. But I believe that when our children starts to make money, the dynamics changes, like they respect money. Ask Vanessa to spend her money anyhow, she won't, because she has worked hard for that money. But if you give the child money, they don't know where the money comes from, and they feel that money grows on trees anyway. So this is examples of my daughters, Blessing and Vanessa, as they will speak to you shortly. We started the same journey as just supporting them on doing what they wanted to do online. And these are some awards that they have received recently. And indeed, being invited here and there to speak into the lives of other young people. And not only that, having their own money to spend. I cannot even remember the last time I've given these young girls any money. I think I would say 3 years now. I haven't given them any money except for their birthdays and Christmas, of course. But, you know, that is money that I would have been given going out to work, and they would have their time and enjoying themselves on Netflix or whatever. And then I will still come and give them money. By supporting them, now I have given them the tool to be able to go and get the money themselves. Now, these are some stages that they've shared with some incredible people, including BBC London, as well as Omega Live TV. Now, that is it for point 3. So who got aha moment with this in terms of the fact that our children knows how to make money? Type, I think that would be 3. Type 3 in the chat if number point 3 made sense to you. Our children knows how to make money. We only need to support them. Type 3 in the chat. If you believe that your child is capable, I mean, you might not believe it, but you have seen that other children are making money. So definitely it's a case of us supporting our children to be able to do the same. Thank you so much for typing in the 3s. I am so, so grateful. Thank you. And let's move on to point 4. The point 4 is that our children also have more time. Oh, sorry, I have just opened that too wide now. Your child has more time than you. Yes or no? I believe that for most parents or for most children, our children have more time than us. By the time most children goes to school in their local area, so perhaps within walking distance, unless you are in London, of course. But even in London, some children are also in walking distance. By the time they wake up and go to school and come back, let's say that even the morning section, let's leave morning section aside. In fact, if Vanessa is going to tell you her routine, she would get up in the morning and do some work before she even goes to school. But let's put that aside and say that in the evening or in the afternoon when they come from school, let's say 4 p.m., they come back from school. From 4 p.m. till they go to bed at 9, that is 5 hours. Say that they use an hour to do their homework, that's 4 hours spare. Say that they use an hour to rest, that's 3 hours spare. And within these 3 hours, if they would even commit 1 hour to just learning a skill, and believe it or not, our children are very, very incredible when it comes to learning. In fact, I struggle to just watch a video and be able to kind of and be able to follow along. Sometimes I have to watch the video and watch the video and watch the video. And then a Blessing will come and watch the video once, and then she's done the things that I was struggling with. Who does this resonate with you? That sometimes you're just struggling with something, especially you think that you are going to learn this, this skill, and then you are watching and it's not happening. But the children can do it because this is their time. They were born into this, and that is imperative. Now, instead of them using their time to be on their laptop, on their phones that we bought with our money, yeah, the gadgets that they will hound us to buy with our money and for them to waste their time on, let us teach them how to do this so that they can buy their own gadgets. In fact, they will respect those gadgets instead of just wasting time on them and getting into things that they shouldn't. Now, there has to be a balance, of course. And Vanessa, for instance, is the greatest time manager as far as I'm concerned. She has time to play, but we have to limit the time that they play so that they can use more of their time to do important things. Content creation, rather than them being consumers. This is my passion. Why? Because that is how my girl started, just creating content. I mean, they weren't doing anything on Instagram. Rather than blessing posting beauty products, information about beauty, skin and skincare products, Vanessa posting about food photograph. Was just a passion. And because the online space is so welcoming, believe it or not, if you are in your lane and not getting into touching things that you shouldn't touch, which is another thing that some parents are scared about, social media is a reflection. It reflects on you the things that you express interest in. If they become content creators, that is how they grow. 90% of people on LinkedIn do not create content, and that perhaps is the same for every social media platform. Most people, what are they doing? They're consuming. And I always say that if you want to contrast that, if you look at Africa, I'm saying this as an African, the reason why Africa is not growing is because we're always consuming. We're importing from everywhere. We're importing from China. We're importing from Europe, from where? We are not producing. And that is what I want our children to start doing, producing rather than consuming. When they are producing content, just doing the things that they love. It could just be writing that they are writing, and when they write and then they share clips of it on social media. It could be they like to film themselves, and you have to guide them on that one. Some children can make incredible videos. All these are content that they can share on social media. And guess what? People are going to follow them. As long as it's entertaining enough, as long as it is something that those people like, they will follow them. Now, the next thing is that when they become content creators, time is scarce for most entrepreneurs. And if you look, as I've alluded before, most entrepreneurs know that social media is powerful in order for them to connect with their people. They don't have time to do that. They don't have the skills to do that. And in fact, some of them don't even want to do it. And that is where your children will get the opportunity to help people manage their social media platforms. Not only social media, they can help them build funnels. The funnels I was talking about, this is a software that people can start to landing pages. So web design, for example, video editing. There is so much our children can learn to be able to do in order to help entrepreneurs. If you go on Upwork, over 20,000 jobs, if you type in social media marketing on Upwork, over 20,000 jobs will pop up because people or entrepreneurs are constantly saying, can you help me manage my social media? If our children use their time properly and learn the skills of this, actually producing content in the right way, they will be able to help entrepreneurs. That is that for the time. Last but not the least, on the aspect of time, if our children starts to work, they are creating content, they start to make money because they will. One major thing for me, apart from me not giving them the chop money, their pocket money, of course, is the fact that we would reduce their university debt. Over £50,000. In fact, recently it said that £60,000 young people will come out of university with 60,000. That's a lot of debt. Now, some people will say that, oh, this is this is a debt that they can pay later. But guess what? They are still going to pay it. When I finished school, I did not finish with any debt. When I was coming from Africa, I did not come with any debt. Guess what? I came to the United Kingdom, and because of lack of money, lack of the understanding of money, I got myself into debt. How can I then sit and say that my child will start their own life with £50,000 debt and then life will be easy? It won't. And plus the fact that we will grow old and we want them to come and sit with us, they can't because they are still hustling to pay university debt. But if they know how to create social media content, guess what? Let's say that they are just earning £500. I'm not even going to exaggerate the amount of money. Let's say they can get £500 as a side hustle. That potentially could cover their monthly feeding income. So the monthly income that they give them in university as bursaries, they will not have bursary debt. at least their debt will be about 27,000. Can you imagine? At least they have really half that debt, and that is a manageable debt. If even if they put their heads together, by the time their heads down, by the time they finish university, they would have been able to pay that debt. Who here has just got an idea that indeed we need to help our children? Type number 4 in the chat for me. This is important. It is very, very important that we start thinking about our children, how we can get them to get started on a better platform than we ever could imagine. Thank you so much for those of you typing in the number 4. If this 4th point has made sense to you so far, it is imperative that I see your number 4. Wonderful. Let me just see who has been typing in. Oh no, that's not how I wanted it. Okay, so I'll just forget about that one. Now we are moving on to point 5. So this is the last point for the training. So I'm just going to fix with this because I think I'm running out of time. But who is enjoying the talk anyway? Type yes if you are, if all this is making sense to you. If it is something that is actually reinforcing your knowledge about the online space and how our children should use it, indeed, I want to see your yes. Wonderful. Now, the last point, which is the 5th point, is that you want to be with them, but you can't. Sometimes you cannot. You cannot, not because you are mean, not because you don't desire to sit with your children, but because you have to go to work. And guess what? The work you're doing, you're going to work that you don't even like. You know, how sad is that? You know, Robert Kiyosaki says that parents or adults have actually living a life that they don't like because you have to work for money. If we teach our children, or if we are teaching our children on how to make money, it will reduce, at a minimum, it will reduce your hours of work. If your child is able to make their own spending money, for example, if you think about how much you would give, let's say that, just be conservative, that you give your child £50 a month or for their pocket money, including their school dinner and things like that. If you have 3 children, that's how much? 150. If they are able to even make £50 a month online, and you don't have to give them that, it means that you can reduce your hours of work. You can even do more. And when you reduce your hours of work, you will get more time to be with them. In the United Kingdom, for example, we are, I mean, when I came to this country, I was scared when people used to talk about what children do. The main problem is that we don't have time to sit with them. And if you don't have time to sit with them, guess what? Anybody will raise the children. We want to be able to have a say in their lives. We want to be able to have a word in their life. We want to be able to influence their growing up. And because we are tired, and I mean, all these things I'm talking about is just my story about the fact that I was always tired. I come home and I just slump on the chair and I'm sleeping. I don't have time to even sit and talk. And if you don't talk, guess what? I mean, I'll come to that in terms of talking. If you don't talk, they will find ways of talking. They will just go online and find people to talk with. So what would that do for you in terms of if you start a business with them? Most parents want to be able to take their children to and from school, and also to help them with their homework, to go on school trips and all that with them. Now, in terms of the time spending with them, I'm back to that point again. Literally, 30 people, most parents will spend just 30 minutes a day with their children in talking. And even that, some parents don't even get that opportunity. In the total, 5 hours a week with the child. Like if you look at the number of hours a week and you are spending just 5 hours to talk with the child, contrasting that with social media time that we spend how much? 2.5 hours a day on social media. Just check that out. It's ridiculous. It is not their fault that they will grow up and really not have that bond with us, because we weren't there, and we were not there not because we didn't want to be there, not be there, but it's because of circumstances. So this is an opportunity. The internet will give us that chance to be able to work with our children and spend greater amount of time with them. This is another statistics as well, that we then tend to give our children gifts because, we are not at home and missing their birthdays, missing their school trips and all those kind of things. The only rational thing that we do is to give them gifts. And there's this guy called Gary Chapman. He wrote a book called The Love Language of Teenagers. He says that's false gift. So if you can't give your child time and you give them gifts, with all due respect, it is called false gift. We want to be able to give our children our time. The reason why it's not happening for most parents is because we are working. It is not that we shouldn't work. For most of us, we are not just a work, but we are also working extra as well. But if you can have a side hustle, guess what? You are not going to just be working. You would have time to sit with the child and also supervise them on several things that we are missing out on. That is it for the training. Type 5 in the chat if this has been useful for you. Now I'm going to have to try and figure this out. Okay, that's it. 5 in the chat if this has made sense to you. And I can see that Pastor Joy is smiling. Thank you, Pastor Joy. Thank you for the 5s coming in. Awesome. Great. So that's it in terms of the presentation. I am going to move on to, yes, how I can help you. Just 5 minutes I would do with that. Now, how do we help you start a business? The Simply model is what we use, which is the word simply. So S is for us to help you do your research, to learn how to research for information, because if your child is going to be doing social media marketing, it is a business. If they are going to be doing editing for business owners, it is a business. If they are going to be doing web design, it is a business. You want to know how to, which one would be the best for them, not just choose random. If you choose random and they don't enjoy it, they are not going to commit. Now, so research about your niche, research about your audience, that is those people that you're serving in the marketplace, and also research about your competitors, that the people who are already doing what you're doing. Then the I part of it is the identify. I call that digital roadmap planner. Determine the platform suitable for you, the digital platform, of course, even if you are a brick and mortar business. So which social media platform would be the best for you? Obviously, you cannot be on all the social media platforms. What type of website would be good for you? What type of professional site would be good for you, or even freelance site? That is what the I means. Then M is mastery of your business process accelerator. Learn the practical steps of business planning, because for most people, if you don't have the business fundamentals, you are going to be working and you are not going to be able to kind of design the business to the best of your ability. So design your vision, mission, and values along the line. Set holistic goals for yourself. Most of us don't set goals, and without goals, like, what are you doing? Without goals, the saying goes that, and I know my brother is here who loves football so much. If you are watching football and there's no goal, what happens? The game becomes boring. That is why we need to set goals. If we don't have goals for our lives, it becomes really, really boring. So learn how to set holistic goals that would get not just your business off the ground, but even your personal life, for you to have that satisfaction. And also how you can scale the business when it starts to grow. Position, you need to position yourself in the marketplace, your leadership style, how you're going to lead people, how you're going to talk to people so that they can engage with you. Building your tribe, your story. Some people, one of the ladies that I was coaching with the other day, we were working on her story, and it was just interesting how she was able to connect the dots as to what she's doing now as a fitness trainer in that respect. So knowing how to connect the story to get people to understand and for people to follow you for that reason is very important. What makes you unique? And indeed, your brand colors. You see that I've put brand colors at the bottom? It is not about colors, it's about what you do for us. Now, leverage, we want to send the word out there for people to know that, yes, we are in business. And how do you do that? the traditional means, phone. The phone is a great tool. Selling via social media, paid advertising. Of course, those are all ways that you can sell. Then yield. Now, whatever you're doing, you need to make profit because yes, it is going to be fun business to start with, but indeed, as you go along, my aim for you is for you to be able to replace your work eventually. So having the process to be able to do that. When someone says yes to you, what do you do next? Onboarding process, sales funnel. So having people coming into you even without you reaching out all the time. Time management. Most of us are having a problem with that. Our phones have now become serious liabilities because we are forever on the phones, we are forever on social media. And indeed, while other people are seriously making money on social media, we are using it for nothing. So yes, time management is also another. Now that is it, how I can help you. In terms of me, I will just use a few minutes to say who I am, if you didn't know already. My name is Beatrice Yakubu. I came from Ghana as a nurse into the United Kingdom. I think that was the best day of my life. I think the best day was when I got the visa. And then getting to England was the best day of my life until I landed, actually. I got here, it was -3 degrees, and I thought, can someone take me back? Because it was ridiculous. Now, I did not like England because of the cold, because of the weather, because of cultural differences, but I had to just stick to it. Who understands what I'm saying? That we are here because we have to be. We are here because of that same single thing, money. Type number 6 in the chat if you are here because you want something better for yourself and for your family. Definitely. If that is you, I just want to see your 6. Wonderful. Otherwise, Africa is the best place. Who agrees with that? Africa is the best. We have the sunshine. We have the smiley people. Our life is just great. But for the sake of financial improvement in life, we come here. So as time went on, I realized that, in fact, I was just spinning around, working, and the children are growing up. And one day I realized when conservatives had their power and kind of shot the school fees, university fees from 3,000 to 9,000, I think that was the wake-up call for me, that if I came to this country to progress in life, I'm actually reversing because my children are going to start life with debt. And what does that mean for me? It means that it's not my debt, of course, but it means they are going to be working and paying their own debts. Means that they are not going to have time for mommy. When I'm calling them, or perhaps they are even going to bring their children for me to look after so that they can run out to work and continuously make this money, which will never satisfy anybody because we don't even know how to manage it. So yes, I decided that I would do, in fact, I went to school to learn some more, came back, decided to do agency nursing, and they changed rules again. It wasn't favorable to me. And I decided to then start a business based on the fact that I saw a lady like myself on TV, Secret Millionaire program, Caroline Marsh. And, sometimes as you are listening to me, if you're not in business, perhaps you might be thinking, this is not possible for me, but it is. Once you make up your mind that it is possible. As some of you know, I am now, Caroline then offered to mentor me at some point when I started the business and got to meet her. And, I go with her in a lot of places that I never dreamt of that would happen. But the most important thing was that I brought my children along, and indeed they will tell you their story. So I struggled. I did struggle on social media because I did not know the concept. But the children, once I gave them the go ahead, that was it. They started growing. Vanessa started doing her own thing. Blessing started doing her own thing, and their accounts were growing faster. Until I learned from them, it was a struggle. I invested so much money to do this, and it wasn't working for me. So that, in a nutshell, is me. And moving forward, indeed, we were. Parents started contacting me. How did I do my children? And that is why when we started to then do launch Simple Family Business, so that myself and the girls will teach parents how to do this. That's it with regards to that, and I will hand over the mic to, I think it's Blessing. Blessing, are you here, or should I go to Vanessa first? Is Blessing here? Okay, she's not. Right, Vanessa, are you here? Hello, Vanessa. Vanessa.
Hello.
Okay. Can you just share a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. Hang on. Let me just put on my camera.
Thank you.
Am I on the screen?
I think I have to unshare first.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
Okay. Hello, everyone. So it's exciting to see so many people on the call. I'll just use about 5 to 10 minutes to explain who I am. So I am Beatrice's younger daughter. My name is Vanessa, and I am a computer science student. So, oh, is someone? Okay, I thought someone was talking. My name is Vanessa Yakubu. I am my mum's younger daughter, middle child, and I'm a computer science student. So, I'm learning how to code and things like that, and learning different things like web development. And on top of that, I'm also a graphic designer. So those are the two subjects that I'm currently studying at A level. And on top of that, I actually do freelancing as well. So I predominantly provide web design services to my clients. I started off about a few years ago now and have been able to branch out and work with various people, ranging from all different types of businesses since. So that's been quite exciting for me. So some of the clients, just to give you a picture, it started off with family and friends, of course. And then once I started to gain confidence and started to realize that my designs were actually worth something, I started to branch out and find clients externally as well. So I've actually just finished a project with a Yale professor and a DEI director called Dr. Nakia Hamlet. So it's very cool opportunity working with her. And I'm also currently working with an Italian therapist. I've worked with a TEDx speaker as well. So all different types of people, fashion designers, makeup artists, so many different genres that I've been able to work with. So it's been very interesting hearing about their businesses and being able to provide a service to them and help them kind of promote themselves as well. So it didn't start off like this, of course. In fact, I didn't even want to do computer science or web development when I was growing up. I've always enjoyed art, so I thought that I would go down a traditional art route or maybe a photography route. And when my mum was actually starting her first business, very, very early stages, she was actually considering creating a health business because, as she mentioned, she was a nurse prior to her new role. So what I did was I started to take pictures of healthy cooking to try and help her promote that business, and we were kind of bouncing ideas off of each other. And then that's when I decided to create an Instagram account where I would post this food. I didn't even post my face on it for an entire year. I would just post this food, and it grew a lot faster and a lot bigger than I expected. So then I reached a point where it was taking up a lot of my time and I couldn't really justify it as much because it was taking up a lot of my time, and buying all of the ingredients or going out and taking photos of restaurant food was getting quite expensive for me. So I thought I need to learn how to kind of monetize this, or I might have to put it on the back burner and focus on my grades more instead. And then I was looking around at all the other food accounts and wondering how they were able to keep it going and manage their two worlds of food photography and school, or food photography and work. So I actually reached out to a few of them, and that's when I realized that they were actually doing sponsorships and collaborations with companies, and that's how they were able to fund this account for themselves. And so I realized that I had roughly around the same amount of followers as they had. I thought that my pictures were of a similar quality to theirs, so I started to reach out to various different companies, predominantly food companies, and asking them if they wanted to work with me. And it took several months before I stopped getting rejected and finally received my first collaboration. That was with a restaurant called German Doner Kebab. And since then, it kind of snowballed, and I was working with all different types of restaurants, all different types of food companies. It was very exciting. I was going to different networking events and PR events, and it was something that I genuinely thought that I was going to pursue in the future because I really enjoyed it. And as a way to kind of expand off of that, I decided to design a food blog for myself so that I could post on the Instagram and then post longer forms of content on the food blog. And to do that, I had to learn how to create a website. And I would stay up quite late watching YouTube tutorials or asking my mum for guidance as well, trying to figure out how I was going to create this website for myself. And once I had finally finished and finally decided on a design that I wanted, I realized that I kept going back and changing it and revising it and searching up new ideas. And that's when I realized that I actually really enjoyed the process of web design. And that's when I started to take it seriously and eventually pivoted from food photography to web design. So that's how, I know it's quite a big jump, but that's how I've ended up in computer science and graphic design. It's something that I definitely want to pursue in the future. And also in the realm of business as well. And I hope that you can probably gain some insight into who we are from this story. And I just care, hopefully it like makes a bit of more sense as to who I am. And yeah, I hope you gain something from this story.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Nessa, for going through with us your journey. So Blessing is still on transit, so I will move on to the next thing on the agenda, and then hopefully when she gets here, if she gets here while we're still here, then she will come in and then share who she is and what she does now as well. Thank you so much for the comments that are coming in. I'm just gonna go and reshare again the slides that I was going through with. Where are we? Okay, sorry about that. Nope. Right, so that's Vanessa. Next one is, let me just see. Yeah, any question? Any questions? So I did say that put your questions in the chat box if you have any. And now is the time. Oh, thank you, Ramatu. Yes, and thank you, Sister Grace, as well. Any question for what you have heard so far in terms of number one, you know, why we should get our children to start businesses. Money is something that we need to know about. Is very important of how we can utilize our children's spare time wisely, and so that we can also have great time with them. Okay, so without any further questions, I think I will progress to say that if you can take a screenshot of this, can any proceeds from their social accounts go into their own accounts? What does that mean though? Can any proceeds from their social media accounts go into their own accounts? Sister Teko, I don't think I understand the question, but for example, AdSense. Yeah, so I mean, for the money they make for themselves, I don't get involved with their own money. So all along, they have helped me a lot, Blessing and Vanessa, in terms of a lot of technical side. I wouldn't have been able to do it without them, for sure. But the other thing that we have complemented each other in this sense is the fact that I am the one going out and attracting the customers that most of the customers, I would say, that they work with, because I have worked with them. I know their talents level. So when I'm talking to people, I kind of get them to understand the quality of work that these young people can kind of present, especially when it comes to the design side of Vanessa. She's recently finished working with a US professor on her website on diversity and inclusion. And, the lady is really, really happy. She would be interviewing this lady at some point, I think in this month, this April, on diversity and inclusion and all that. So yes, I am the one connecting them with people. And this is the reason why I keep saying that, even if your child is talented, as a parent, you need to be involved, because that just is how you get the child out there. Because left to them, who doesn't want to rest, or who doesn't want to just chill? A lot of us do. But because we are parents and we have the tenacity, we definitely can get them to the point of doing the work that they love to do. So if there's no question now, because you have stayed here up to this point, now I'm just gonna, this is a link, and I will ask Vanessa. Vanessa, put the simplyfamilybusiness.com link into the chat, and if you click on it, you'll be able to download a video of this presentation, a very neater version of this. How many websites has Vanessa made so far? I think she's made more than 10 websites. I stand to be corrected. So Vanessa, are you able to answer that question, please?
I'm not sure of the exact amount, because some of them have just been practice websites. However, I do think you're correct. I think it's been around 5 to 10 legit websites.
Yeah, I mean, in our house alone, she's done 3 or 4. For my website, I think she's done my website, she's done more than 4 websites for me from 2018, because I'm always changing my mind. So that's a hint to you. If you're starting a business newly, don't start on a website. Just do your thing on social media until you grow to that point. So if you click on this link, simplyfamilybusiness.com, it will send you to a page so that you can download the video. Now, my question to you is that, would you be happy for me to share with you how I can support you, like show you the membership site? And if you are happy, type yes in the chat for me, please, so that I can see if you are interested in seeing what is there available, the opportunities available for you at all. Yes in the chat for me. Belinda says yes. Sarah says yes. Queen Esther says yes. Wonderful. And the rest of you kindly put your yeses in. I know that there's still yeses coming. Wonderful. Thank you. And so Simply Family Business membership site, what is it? Again, because I mean, before most of you came on, I was sharing about the fact that we launched the business in August last year, and we were teaching 2 days training as well. And I train with my girls, because they have done this for years. They know when it comes to Instagram, when it comes to web design, time management, they are the ones that train on these topics. So we used to train 2 days, 2 days, and then do coaching for up to 8 weeks with the clients for them to get results. But I have found out that it's not everybody who is ready to have coaching. Some people just want to have the information on the go. Some people also want to have the information as and when they can, because not everyone can block time. And that's the reason why we are having this membership site. So I'm going to take you through to the membership site. I will say this membership site tour. So just give me a moment to kind of bring that up as well. Okay, so that we can go on the membership site and you just see quickly what is there if you decided to come and join us. Okay, so that's the membership site. So you have the introduction video. I am the instructor, of course, and the outline is that introduction mindset, because as we know, mindset is key as far as whatever we do in life is concerned. Then we are using the Simply model, which is the word SIMPLY. Now, the S, as I was saying, you have the niche, how to find your niche, business ideas, a social media manager, how to become one. I mean, as a niche, what is it about anyway? Your audience, that is the people that you are going to market your business to. How do you identify them? How do you identify the people who are already doing that in the marketplace, what you are offering, so that you can learn from them or learn to do the things that they haven't done. Now, the I is the identify. Social media marketing. Why is social media marketing important for your business? What are the fundamentals of social media marketing? How do you create content on social media marketing, on social media, for social media, if you were to be a business? And also, we have part 1 and part 2. How do you communicate on social media? Instagram. So Blessing takes you through that. Instagram marketing, the video marketing. How do you get started? Website, what to look for, branding, Canva tutorials, other websites, how to get started on Upwork. So Upwork, if your child were to go on Upwork, what they will be looking for, making money on Fiverr. Then the model 3 is mastery, where we talk about the business process, writing your business plan, setting your goals, holistic goals for that matter, how to do that step-by-step process, how to create your vision, scaling the business, sorry. And then we go to 4, which is your leadership style, how to tell your story, leading people, and so on. 5 is social media, how to sell on social media, how to sell on the traditional side, like using phone, using your WhatsApp and all those kind of things. And also how to advertise on social media. Now, the last but not the least is yield, how to, for example, onboard people. So when somebody says yes, how do you get started? How to manage your time effectively? How to schedule your social media posts? Because most of the time that is a big problem for most people. And also the tools that you can use. Funnel process. When you say making money while you sleep, you have to know how to do it. Otherwise, you have to continue to use your own energy. Email marketing, all of that. And then these are bonuses training for Facebook, concentrating on just Facebook, how to set up your Facebook page, how to do Facebook advertising, how to set up Facebook group, how to create content for the group. And the second bonus is, and these are courses that we created. I created that until the idea of creating the Simply Family Business came, so I did not even promote that. This is Blessing's course that she did not long ago, and that's purely on Instagram. If you want to know everything about Instagram, is that one. And then last but not the least is Vanessa's program, which is Monetize Your Passion. So if you have a young person, this is in animated form where you can actually literally get your child to go through the process. And Vanessa is very thorough as far as that is concerned. It's very, very eye-catchy and all that. So that is it with the website tour. Okay. Any questions so far on that? Any question? And then I will go about sharing the rest of the slides. We are doing so well so far, which is great. Now, if you want to join us, this is the list. Any question? Any question? No, not yet. No question. Okay. I'm just going to share and then go back to the slides once again, and then do a presentation style also. Okay. So that is the breakdown of it, what I've just showed you. The 6 models plus the bonuses. Again, within the membership side, I will be doing Facebook lives, live shows at least every 4 weeks. I don't want to commit to 2 weeks, but at least every 4 weeks showing you marketing and sales process. So that is it. The value of this is 1,400. Indeed, for those of them that join the training group, it's still on beta stage, and I'm still charging £500 for it to get somebody to do the 6 weeks, now extended to 8 weeks training. But for those of you who just need the videos to be able to do your own thing without my involvement, without my girls' involvement, it is £19.97 per month. Now I'm going to do something special today, because you have heard this before, try you buy, because before you buy. And for that reason, I'm giving you the opportunity to try the site for 1 week with £1. So Vanessa, if you can put this link again on the chat, that would be great, so that people can click and see what it is like in terms of trying. You don't need to pay anything. If you try for 5-6 days, all you can only pay is £1. And if you decide that, oh, this is not for me, fair enough, you can cancel your subscription. So that is that for the trial. Who have I trained from? All these people. I haven't even got time now to tell you how much I have learned in the past few years. Paulo Mahoney is social media guru. He was my first coach. John Pemberty taught me how to do presentation, to present with webinars. Andy Harrington taught me how to do public speaking. Donia Na has brought myself and my girls under her wings. She is a parenting coach and a money coach and an education specialist. And also Netibi helped me to create this program, which is a Simple Family Business. That has been a lot of investment that I cannot even mention on this forum. These are the people that I have worked with. Vanessa has mentioned some of them. Dr. Nakia is a professor of ELS University. Sylvia is TEDx speaker, and also one of UK's long-serving psychotherapist, amazing lady. And Karen is also a psychotherapist on helping people with lupus. And indeed, my favorite lady, Caroline Marsh, is the secret millionaire who, you know, offered to mentor me by God's grace. She didn't even know me. So that is another story for another day. And then some of them is this lady I recently started working with is Veronica Karalwa. She is currently in Africa, but she is an inner healing coach. You should hear her story. You know, you'll get good pimples. By God's grace, she's an amazing lady. Pastor Joy is on this platform, wonderful woman of God, and she is also a book coach. We have just launched her program as well. She'll be telling you just 5 minutes though. And then Juicy Fit is Sister Yinka's program. Amazing, amazing. We are still working on how she can get her presentation. Now, Cecilia Harvey is the called the Oprah of Tech. I'm grateful to be working with such a woman of caliber. And indeed, I found her on Upwork, believe it or not. So when I tell you your children can do this, it is possible. Pastor Obie is, you know, a dynamic woman of God and a natural leader. And I work with her as well on her social media. So those are some of the people I've worked with. And I've also done lots and lots of speaking. Now for Sarah. Okay, so Sarah is, what can I say? You know, when they say write about your avatar, your customer avatar, if you are a business owner, you know this. Write about your customer avatar and give them a name. The name of my customer avatar was Sarah, believe it or not. And guess what? When I started to business, Sarah was the first person to sign up for Simply Family Business Coaching. Can you beat that? Like, it's just really amazing, isn't it? So Sarah has gone to do great stuff. She is the founder of Aditola Social Media, and she is really crushing it on social media. Sarah, I'm going to invite you to come and share just a few minutes of your journey with me and indeed what that meant for you. Are you here, Sarah? Sarah, are you here?
Right here.
Yay! I'll get this and share. Yay! Nice to meet you.
Nice to.
Okay, so we are going to be fast on this because time is really zooming away.
Mhm.
So thank you so much for coming. Why? What did you come to us for? Why did you sign up to work with us?
Yeah, thank you so much, Beatrice, for this opportunity, and good evening, everyone. And thank you so much for the presentation as well. It's been amazing, listening to you, hearing Vanessa's story as well. Truly inspirational. So for me, I'd done a few courses before I decided to join Simply Family Business at the time. And for me, I just needed, a sense of direction. I needed to just to I needed to to change focus. Basically, I just needed a change at that point in time. And I just had that intuition that that was the best decision for me to make at the time. And I tell you what, I have not regretted it. It's been an amazing time. I mean, it was a 4-week session at the time, and it was brilliant. I mean, your girls did a fantastic job as well, taking us through the some of the trainings and all that. And another thing I noticed as well was I didn't struggle at all to act as well, to put whatever it is we learned into practice. So by the time we met the next time, I'd done everything. And I was actually very impressed with myself as well, because I know, prior to that time, if I'd gone on other courses, I would need to, to keep, so I'll need that nudge all the time to do what I needed to do. But for this one, it was just something that just flowed without any hindrance, without any obstacles on the way and all that. So yeah, it was brilliant. And yeah, I had an amazing session as well. Thank you so much to you and your
Awesome.
girls.
Thank you so much. So what would be your word to anybody who is deciding or on the fence about coming to work with us?
Yeah, just go for it, guys. Go for it. You're not going to regret it. That's one thing I can assure you of. And for me personally, it was worth every of my pound or penny spent. It was well worth it. It was money well spent for me. And as I keep saying, that just laid the foundation for me in terms of regarding social media as a whole. And I started on that very, very solid foundation. And anybody on the fence, I'll just say, just go for it. Just go for it. Don't waste time. Don't hesitate. And there's even £1 to join today. How amazing! that is just free lunch, if you ask me. You're paying nothing basically, and you're getting something the value of nearly £20. So that is just amazing. Yeah, just join, guys. And see where it takes you. I'm sure it's going to take you to somewhere, to an amazing destination as well. So yeah, don't wait, guys. Don't hesitate. Just go for it.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Beatrice.
Now, Pastor Joy, the joy of many generations. Where are you?
Yes, boss.
Yay, yay.
Yes, CEO.
I need to see your smiley face now.
I am sorry, I can't just put my camera on for now
Okay.
because I'm at the back office, in that aging room a moment, really. However, consuming everything.
It's
So
only
what
me.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah,
It's only me who is allowed to see that, isn't it?
exactly.
Okay.
Wow, wow, what an amazing evening. Thank you so much for that powerful, powerful presentation. I am going to just encourage the viewer tonight that they are in the right place at the right time. And I'm encouraging them to make the right decision which they will not regret making, because you can't get the support that you will get from Simply Family Business anywhere. I can guarantee you that. Do you know the fact that you can work with someone that you trust? You can work with someone that will never get tired of you texting, sending email and all that. The reliability and the simplicity. In fact, the name of the business actually spell it out, what you will get. So I cannot recommend family simple business enough, because it is amazing the support you get. It is none to be compared to others. I'm telling you what I have experienced, because Beatrice will actually hold your hand. You see, and no, I don't know. I have done many courses that once you buy the course, you're on your own. But coming to uh, 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 engage in simple business, you can't go wrong. I am telling you, you get more than what you actually pay for. So, if you are here tonight, you are in the right place, listening to the right
Wonderful.
presentation. Please make the right decision, and you thank me later. Well,
Yes,
honestly,
sir.
that is one thing about me. When I see something good, I tell others. I'm not selfish when it comes to that, because I believe together we can make it. Together we succeed, and then there's no jealous. So come on board and be part of this amazing business, and your business, your dream with her. So all the best, Beatrice. Keep going, keep going.
Thank you,
Very
thank
soon
you, thank you.
they will book to come on your uh, um
The coaching.
presentation. Yes, they will
Yeah,
actually, there'll be waiting list. So if you are
yeah.
fortunate to be here tonight, I congratulate you.
Amen. Amen.
So enjoy
Amen.
the evening. God bless you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what you're seeing on the screen now is a Pastor Joyce program that we worked together for her to design. She is a book coach, and indeed creating the how to become an author in 90 days concept, from concept to writing and publishing, is what we were able to do, and that's what she launched. And Pastor Joy, just sorry, I hope that you haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
You've got clients already, haven't you, with this program?
Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Of course, I have been doing book writing over the years, running workshop, but packing it together actually put it in another level. And I tell you, it's no nonsense business anymore. And so that is what I was trying to tell everyone, that you know what, come on board, because it will take you to another level, and
Amen.
simplify the business, as the name of this family business is. So also your business will be simplified, and you get clients, and you'll be happy. The money you spend, you will work. Thank you.
Definitely, definitely. All right, thank you so much for that. And I have just seen in the comment, Pastor OBA says, excellent service indeed. You are another star client, Pastor OBA. Okay, so that's it with regards to the presentation. Thank you so much for coming this evening. If you have any question, I'm still here. Yes, so the next thing is that I just want you to come along with me, and because these Sarah, Pastor OBA, Pastor Joy, and others have had their share of working with us and getting their business going and getting their business in a way that they perhaps did not anticipate. So come along with us and see how we can help you. Now, in terms of joining us, these are going to be your benefits. I know that you have seen the videos before, but what would be the benefits for you joining is that you get to spend quality time with your child, both working on something that you love, and you get the opportunity to help your child utilize their talents to serve others while making money. And yes, in terms of making money, I believe that we should be shouting from the rooftop about making money, because I don't know who lied to us that making money was bad, yet we still have to go to work and make the money. Now, you support your child positively to spend less time scrolling and flicking, and instead to spend more time invested in building for their future, because as you have heard from Vanessa, when you learn these skills, you are going to be in a position to build your future career as well. You will encourage your child to dream and be given validation for their ideas, supporting them in pursuing their purpose. Because if everyone has a purpose in life, but unfortunately most of us don't get it because we go to school and just carry on with the routine and then actually forget about the purpose. But when you help your child to start early, it is a game changer for them. You will contribute to safeguarding your child online and potentially keeping them away from cyberbullying, bad social media influences, and instead supporting their personal development by modeling a pathway to success and encouraging them to follow successful people of interest online. People ask me, is my child safe online? How can how did your children do it? Like Vanessa said, her face wasn't even on face social media, even up to now. Now that she has put her image on Facebook, they went on Facebook because they are growing older. They think that they should join Facebook, but it was Instagram, and their faces went on in the business side of things. On their personal was private. So your child is safe, and also if they know how to put the safety settings up as well. And also you would contribute, your contribution will help your child design their career path for future success, effectively building a legacy business which your child they can model, from you and your child. The synergy will be amazing, and you are actively contributing towards your child creating their own economy. And that's the term for one gentleman called Gary V. We need to create our own economy rather than waiting for someone else. As a result of working together, you reduce conflicts and instead create a more peaceful and harmonious home together. For me, I love, especially as holidays is coming, I love the fact that we can work into the night together, and it's just nice to look across the room and see, each of them doing their own thing, and I know that they are working on projects, not just scrolling on social media. Also, you enjoy leisure time with your child. I can't see that one together. Yes. And you will also have a peace of mind knowing your child is engaged in productive ventures instead of caving into the wrong kind of peer pressure. Because when they are kind of focused, it's most distractions. They say what the devil finds work for idle hands, and that's what normally happens. If they are focused on doing something productive, they will not be a part of that. As a parent, you will get the opportunity to watch the beautiful smiles on your child's faces when they start to make their own money. I think that is, for me, that is one of the best things for me. When they come in and say, oh, just guess who has just made whatever amount that they can make. Even if it's £5, I always say it is still money, because especially in the UK, you will not go out and find money on the anywhere. Nobody will give anybody money for nothing. So that if your child is able to provide a service for somebody and they give them money, we need to be celebrating that. Working together will help your child start their adult life without a large debt, as I alluded in the presentation, and you will help your child understand the importance of and gain financial freedom from early age. You will help your child skip the rat race of constantly exchanging time for money. Of course, if we continue to go to work, we are exchanging our time for money, and that's not a sustainable way for making money at all. And your lifestyle will automatically get an upgrade, and you will have security and satisfaction that your child's future is set. Right now, I think I mentioned it to somebody, God forbid, if I were to die today, I know that my children will get on to do well. Whether they carry on going to school or not, they have something in their hand that they can use to sustain themselves. And many more tangible and intangible benefits. And that's that for when you join us. And then I will just go and show you once again. You are joining for just £1 today. And why are you joining for £1? Because I want you to see the value first. And when you see the value and you decide to cancel, indeed, it's up to you. But I just want you to see that there is a lot to be had as far as working with your child is concerned. That's me done. Any question, please? Any question, any question, any question? Now, let me see where I am so that
Hello.
in my...
Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
My name is Sabina. Sorry, I came late, so I didn't understand the whole thing.
Oh, okay. So the whole thing is that we are trying to get our children to, if you are a business owner, for you to get your child to help you create social media content and online content. If you are not, for you to be able to encourage your child to become a content creator so that they can do social media marketing services for business